The weekend is packed with actions, and I'm sure you're ready for what the weekend is set to bring. We have the world of football. The MPFL is back. Also, let me inform you that the Serie A and the German Bundesliga also is back for this weekend for match day one. Also, the Premier League also very much active, and also, the La Liga and also the French League on. Also, let me inform you that the US Open is on the menu this wonderful morning, and all that stories are making the round in the world of sport. From the world of basketball straight down to the world of tennis. All this and more are for you on Dominion Television, Dominion Sport, your channel of choice. I am Abe Paul Toluwanimi, and I have the captain himself, the man with the unbiased analysis, set to look straight into action for what the MPFL is set to give us this season. Also, I have Fola seated here with me also to look in depth in other stories making the rounds in the world of sport this wonderful morning. Samson, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning to you, Toluwanimi. It's really nice to be here to talk sports. Of course, the weekend is here, and we are set for actions, of course, around the world. Even in Nigeria, the MPFL is about to start, starting with Remo Stars and Rivers United later in the day. But definitely, there are going to be a lot of goals this weekend, and whichever team, fails to actually buckle up, might just start on the wrong notes.
Okay. Fola, good morning to you.
Good morning to you. I'm excited with everything going on in the world of sports this weekend.
Yeah.
I know it's going to be fun.
All right.
So I'm excited for what's going.
It's going to be fun, and the journey is set to begin where we look straight into the MPFL, where the Nigeria Football League MPFL is back to another season, and there's no better way to begin the season with an opening game fixture involving the champions Remo Stars and last season's runners-up Rivers United. Both clubs come face to face in the opening game of the 54th season of at the MKO Abiola Stadium right there in Abeokuta, and is expected to be packed with action, drama, and a big movement. The champions have temporarily settled in for the stadium in Abeokuta as their home ground, owing to an ongoing renovation. Rivers United lost ground in the title race last time with a 10-point deficit, and right now they look set to take on Remo Stars. Now let me inform you, the Remo Stars and Rivers United have met twice in match day one fixtures in the MPFL 2019 and 2024. Rivers United won both games. Right there, January 30th, Rivers won Remo Stars 1-0. Wasiu Jimo with the goal in the additional time, 90+5. Also, let me inform you that October 12th, 2023, Rivers United also won Remo Stars with 2-0. Alex Oyowa with the goal in the 13th minute from the penalty spot, and Andy Ekpe also with the goal in the 90th minute. Now it's a big game between the Rivers United and Remo Stars, but the man is talking Finidi George. But before Finidi George update, let me ask you something. The season's upon us, and Remo Stars and Rivers United, what a way to kickstart the season right there for the MPFL.
I say, interestingly, we are kickstarting this new season with a cracker between Remo Stars and Rivers United. It's going to be a very big test for all the teams playing this weekend. Of course, it's a litmus test for some of the teams that have, just gained promotion into the MPFL. But most definitely, the signature of all highs, which is that the opening fixture will be Remo Stars and Rivers United. Yes, in history, the last two times they met in the opening game of the season, it has actually ended in favor of Rivers United. But me, I'm not a kind of person that dwells on history. I want to believe that, every team recruited based on what they needed for the new season. We have always emphasized, the importance in the kind of recruitment done by Remo Stars so far in the transfer window, which is still not close. Every team still has a chance to actually bring in more players. But for Rivers United, for the George, they also finished in the top two last season, though they were behind by about 10 points. Remo Stars were runaway winners. Though it looked shaky.
It looked shaky actually, because
towards the last 4 games.
Yeah, the 4 games.
But Remo Stars were able to scale through and, of course, claim the title. This is going to be a battle between, the defending champions and, of course, the runners-up of the last season. I mean, the fixture is not too good, not smiling at both teams, because you might just lose ground just at the beginning of the season. But there's no way you can change that. Of course, it's going to be a game that will give some teams the morale booster to actually do better. The first game of the season actually gives you the idea that, oh, we are not good enough.
Okay, so
we just have to do more.
So quick one, Samson. The first game of the season, for you, is it? How do I put it now? The first game of the season for you, if the team go ahead to lose, is it a propelling propelling tool for them for the season to come, or when you look at it, if I get to win and at the end of the day I'm shaking towards the other season, is it a problem for me going forward?
It depends on how a team handles defeat and victory. For some teams, when they lose, it's a wake-up call. Oh, we have to do better than this. And that's why you have a psychologist in the team. It's not just there to actually take the money and just sit and watch games. Your job is to psych the player up when they are down. And that's one of the things Shooting Stars lacked last season. At the point, they were just churning out bad results back to back. And I was asking myself, if the coach is doing his job, what's the job of the psychologist? But if you're in the team, your job is to tell the players, see, the team you are playing, they are not better than you. You can actually defeat them. Give them that morale booster to go into the next team. So if a team takes, a defeat badly and they take it to heart and it enters their brain, they might just think, oh, this season we are going to be losers. And then you see them churning out bad results back to back. But then a team can actually start a season with a victory and it gets into their head, and subsequently they are going to get bad results. So it depends on how they handle victory and how they handle defeat. So going forward, this game might just be a game that tells probably Rivers United, oh, look, we need some players in these positions. We think we don't have enough players to actually execute this new season. Oh, the quality of players we have might just not be enough just because some other big teams have actually upgraded what they have in their arsenal. So Remo Stars, I'm sorry for them so far, because majority of their players, they were actually away for Chan. They're just coming back. Sikri Alimi and the likes, they're just coming back.
So many of them
in fact, Sadiq is also coming back. These are mainstay in the team. They are regular players in this team. The only good thing about them is the fact that they have not been resting. They have been playing. They have been training, though not with their primary team. But then coming back, integrating them back into the team might just be a little bit shaky.
Even with the manager also, just coming back to the team.
Yes, just coming back to the team might be a little bit shaky. You saw that you saw the difference in the Remo Stars you saw last season and what you saw in the preseason, the Value Jets Cup. You saw that the quality of players they had, yes, they are quality players, but then there are some key factors, key players in the team that were missing. And it showed in the ability to convert chances. They were unable to do that much in the Value Cup. Defensively, they were shaky because some of their best players in defense were no longer in the team at the time. So it's more or less like a litmus test for our coach Daniel Ogumodede. He has a lot to do, trying to bring back all these players. Oh, they came back together, but then he wasn't in the team. It's just like he's a new coach in that team as we speak. Though he's friendly with all the players, he knows them, but it's going to be a little bit shaky for him. And Rivers United might just have a little bit of edge when it comes to how do I put it, the way the players actually gel together in the preseason. In the preseason.
All right, I'm going to ask for that quickly, but let's take the stories coming through from Coach Finidi George. Yes, ahead of the game today, and he's saying we are playing at the reigning champions, and it will be a tough one. But being there, playing away from home, we will see how we can capitalize on the advantage to see how we can pull off a surprise victory. And now remember, the Remo Stars are not going to be playing in their home turf. We're going to be playing, at Beokuta because of the renovation. How does this affect, the players also? There's so many factors right now for Remo Stars. Now, most of the key players just coming back into the squad. They are not playing in their home ground. The fans would have to be traveling. They might not have a lot of fans, at their home in Beokuta, cheering the team on for the new season. Do you think this is going to affect them? And also, how would Finidi George use this, to capitalize a victory for Rivers United?
It's definitely going to affect them. I think it's going to affect them. But at the end of the day, you have to make that place your home. You are using that place for now. You have to make it your home. So there's no excuse like, okay, this is not where we play. Our fans are not here. But you have to make sure that, okay, we're using this place for now. These people that come to watch, well, we have to use them. But with against Rivers United, I like the new players that are coming. And the new and the players that have been there and that they left and the ones that are coming now. Well, have they played together,
the chemistry,
trained together, the chemistry? I am in doubt for that in that
in that area. You
that
mean,
area.
come on. So do you mean for Rivers United and also Remo Stars, or just?
I'm actually seeing that Rivers United. I feel that Rivers United is going to actually do better.
Okay.
But let's not decide yet.
Okay.
But because the new players have not played together, they've not trained well together, so they might not
have that
edge over Rivers United.
Well, honestly speaking, I think that's why every time we talk on the show about a transfer update, 22 players, 15 players coming to the team, these are the reasons why we speak about this now. It's upon us, and we hope that all the players that signed into their new team can get into compact play together. Now, if we have the pictures displayed on the screen for the fixtures for the season in the MPFL, so we can look at that quickly before we take other stories in the local front this morning. Yes, we want to have the pictures displayed. All right, we have Remo Stars against Rivers United, Abia Warriors against Kano Pillars, a big game. Also, we have Wiki Torres against Plateau United, Castinia against Warri Wolves, Rangers against Kun Khalifa, the new boys. Also, we have Kwara United against the Oga Boys, Ikorodu City. We have El Kanemi Warrior against Bendel Insurance. We have 3SC against Bayelsa United. We have Barua against Eyimba. And we have Niger Tornadoes against Nasarawa United, where we have been hearing stories of them not also having to play in their own stadium also, right there, because they didn't meet up to the level of the MPFL board standard. And for you, Samson and Fola, which game are you eyeing for the weekend on Sunday? Aside from Shooting Stars, I know we're going to get aside from Shooting Stars, what game are you eyeing on Sunday?
I think it will be the game between Kwara United and Ikorodu City.
That's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to say.
It's going to be an interesting one.
Come on, are you not looking at the new bees? Barwa,
well, it's going to be against Eyimba. I mean, you see, there's always a saying by the Yorubas that when you fight someone that is not your mate, I mean, you are more or less a senior to that person. If you defeat that person, it doesn't make a difference. But if that person defeats you, then it becomes a story. So that's why I'm not really talking about the new boys. I expect them to actually put a good display out there, a good fight out there. But Kwara United against Ikorodu City. Kwara United didn't do too well last season. It's not like they qualified for the continental competition. They actually did that through the Confederations Cup. And it's going to be a statement for them. They have to make a statement like, we are not just opportunistic through the cup. We are actually worth being here. And of course, playing on the continent is
right, yes, sir. We're sorry for the break in transmission. We're trying to put everything right just for you to be part of the show this wonderful morning. And I'm sure, yes, we're going to pick up from where we left off. That's the story still making the rounds in the local news. And the MPFL is back in action with the blockbuster game between the defending champions, Remo Stars, and the runners-up, Rivers United. Coach Finidi George has been talking tough, and, you know, Afola also helping to talk tough, and also Samson Balogun also helping. Also, quickly, before we continue, there are new rules also in the MPFL. We've got the rule that, you know, coaches must also do post-match conference. And if you don't do that, you're going to be fined 1 million naira. So there are new rules are now popping up in the MPFL also. And we're going to pick up from the games we're looking forward to this weekend. But before that, we have a new jersey unveiling for the defending champions. I'm sure if we can have that displayed on the screen. We have a new jersey unveiling for the defending champions, Remo Stars, having that jersey, you know, unveiling for themselves. Wonderful jersey, wonderful colors right there for Remo Stars. And moving away from that, if that is not, you know, on the screen at this point in time, Samson, the big games that we are having, we have Remo Stars against Rivers United and other games. What games are you looking forward to most especially?
I mentioned earlier that it will be Kwara United against Ikorodu City, the Oga Boys. Interestingly, they still have a number of their players intact who executed the league last season, the likes of Shola Adelani and others. And they are arguably the best, you know, set of legs, some of the best set of legs you'll find in the MPFL right now, in terms of how silky they are, how young they are, and of course the technical know-how. Save for the fact that the coach is no longer there. I mean, Coach who joined Shooting Stars. Yeah. But I don't think that will be a problem for Ikorodu City. We saw what they were able to do in the Valo Jets Cup. You know, interestingly, they won the competition. Yeah. So putting that side by side with what we saw last season and what Kwara United were able to do last season, I want to believe Kwara United should be able to prove to us that it wasn't just a cup wonder. They should be able to, you know, be up there this season. Of course, you know, rub shoulders with the big boys in the MPFL, fight for the title too, just like every other team would say, you know, coming into the new season. So I want to see Ikorodu City exhibit what they did last season. Of course, what we saw in the, you know, the opener of this league is going to be a battle of midfield, because when you look at the Kwara United midfield and that of Ikorodu City, I think Ikorodu City often play more around midfield. Adesola Adelane being an attacker also comes back. Sometimes you actually join them in midfield. He's mercurial, he scores goals too. So let's see what happens. But most definitely, I'm tipping the Oga Boys. All right.
For you, you know, what game are you looking forward to this weekend quickly?
Like I said, Ikorodu City against Kwara. Shouldn't argue that.
Because he's rooting for the Oga Boys. I want to root for Kwara United. I'm going with Kwara United.
I was about standing on the fence also, say, you know, maybe I'm going to pick, I'm sure Kwara United to see that one through, because it's their
at least they're playing at home.
So an advantage for them to pick up all 3 points on their own turf. Well, let's see if Ikorodu City, the Oga Boys, can pick up all 3 points away from home. Also, just a display of the new jersey for Remo Stars also, if that can be displayed. Let's have that on the screen also. And also we have a video being displayed also. Those are the jerseys, a new unveiling jersey for Remo Stars. Beautiful one, you know, being displayed, and I'm sure they're ready to go again this season. Moving away from that, let's take stories from Shooting Star Camp with the new signings. They have new signings on the locker this day, and if you can have that displayed. All right, thank you. We have Ayobami Jr. Abiodun, and I'm sure so many people are anticipating this move. I can see the smile from captain himself from Oyo State.
I would have loved, you know, if he got at least 2 years contract, but then a year contract is not bad. It's a chance for him to prove that he deserves to be in that team. But most definitely was one of the things Shooting Stars missed last season. His creative ability, his strength in midfield. He's a creative midfielder, but when you see his work ethic in midfield, you will be really amazed, because a player of his age, you know, still doing so much. I mean, it's interesting to see him back in in the team. And of course, his experience is going to help the young lads in the team. And the creativity he's bringing on board is totally different from what we saw last season with Kabiru Tijani and the likes. And of course, it's going to be a different experience for Coach Nuruddin Awerol. I mean, we'll be really glad to have him in the team. No coach will have Ayobami Jr. on the roster and not put him on the field. He's an interesting player to watch.
All right, let's look at other signings also from Shooting Stars. They made massive signings. Also yesterday, we have Ayodele Ismail also from Sunshine Stars, winger on a 2-year contract. I think this is a good one. They're reviewing the contract for us. The club they signed for
what
and
they
position.
To do in the first
yes.
I mean, he's coming in to replace Nonso, who actually left the team during the week. Interestingly, he's also a Mercury attacker. You know, has nimble foot, very quick. You know, knows how to cut in and then deliver the pass or probably have a shot at goal.
All right. Also moving on, let's take more transfers quickly. Let's have that being displayed quickly for the fans. Also, we have Promise Abiodu was Samuel midfielder, 1-year contract. Also, we have another man, Emmanuel Adiza. Also from Remo Stars, a goalkeeper on a 3-year contract. Also, we have another signing also.
The areas where they recruited defenders, midfielders, attackers. These are places where they recruited defenders, midfielders, attackers. These are places where they had deficiencies. So automatically we know that this is just. I just want to implore Shooting Stars fans, as much as you want to see them win, as much as you want to clap at the stadium and say, "Oh, Shooting Stars is doing well." Just give them the ample time to actually be able to gel as a team and then give you what you want. The coach has a different style of play to what people are thinking. So he's coming on board to actually stamp his authority on the team and make the players understand what kind of football he wants to play. And that will take time. That is not rocket science. It doesn't happen overnight. These are things patience has to be preached. And I just hope that Ibadan fans, Shooting Stars fans in Ibadan and all around the world will be able to take that. All
right. No one called the chairman of Enyimba has been talking tough of his players for next season. Also, Ikorodu City, having to promote, some youth players into the main.
Judging by what happened at the tail end of last season, was able to at least grind out a Champions League place finish for the team, and that is interesting. People are not going to let him off the hook. Obviously, they want a continuation of what happened at the tail end of last season, of course, at the pre-season tournaments where they became champions of the world. So they wanted him to actually start from there, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. They were unable to convert their chances against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace proved to be a very hard nut for them to crack. But most definitely, going into the game against West Ham United, West Ham is currently in trouble. If you see how they played in their last game, you will realize the fact that this is not West Ham United. It was a worrisome performance. I just want to believe that Chelsea will be able to capitalize on that. But most times it doesn't work that way because on paper it looks easy. But on the field of play, will you be able to do it?
Yeah, the wake up.
Well, I just want to tip Chelsea to be able to grind out 3 points, regardless of how ugly. To be able to grind out 3 points, regardless of how ugly it's going to be. But they should be able to. But they should be able to do it.
All right, that's all we can take this wonderful morning. I'm sure we have other fixtures, for the weekend. If we can have that on the screen, we have the big game, Manchester City against Tottenham. It's also going to happen this weekend, right there. We have Bournemouth against Wolverhampton Wanderers. We have Brentford against Aston Villa. We have Burnley against Sunderland. We have Arsenal against Leeds United. Massive one, with the signing of Eberechi Eze. Also, Leeds United getting Noah Okafor in the ranks, right there. Also got stories that Aston Villa also are looking to tip Nicholas Jackson in the ranks right there for Aston Villa this season. Also Sunday is Crystal Palace against Nottingham Forest, where it's looking shaky right now for Nuno Espirito Santo. Still worrisome that he might remain on the job for Nottingham Forest, but Nottingham Forest are making massive signing right there. And also, if you look at Crystal Palace having to lose Eberechi Eze and picking up a win yesterday at the Conference League qualifications, right there, a big statement for them would happen on Sunday against Nottingham Forest. Everton against Brighton of Albion, a big one also. Fulham against Manchester United. I'm sure Manchester United fans are waiting and hoping to see.
That will be a match of the weekend.
Yeah, actually, because honestly speaking, I'm sure they are waiting to see Manchester United, Brian Mbeumo, Benjamin Sesko, back in the ranks. Also Liverpool also.
They should be able to.
They should be able to pick that one. Also Newcastle against Liverpool. Isaac. Still in the story,
Still
and
dragging.
Liverpool, they're still driving that on Monday. That's what we can take on the show this wonderful morning. A big thank you to you, Samson. A big thank you to you, Fola, for joining this morning. I'm sure Monday are going to be set for the reactions for the weekend. Thank you so much for joining, to the producer and to the crew. We say big thank you. We're going to see you again on Monday. Have a wonderful day, and make sure you enjoy the world of sport over the weekend. Bye for now.